Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. Good evening, everybody. If you just joined us, you are currently streaming live with us on Attenborough TV. This is the Journey Show, the spiritual show about us exploring Hinduism as a whole. Now, if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details at the bottom right of your screen, or you could use the bottom column where it says live chat and interact with us in studio today. We do humbly apologize, everybody. Oh, sorry. I am your host, Kimera, Heeralal, by the way. It feels like I haven't done this for a long time. Sorry, guys. Well, we do humbly apologize for not being on air, not streaming live every single weekday. And you know what? It's not our fault. We blame this on ESCOM. I mean, we hit stage 6 load shedding. Now, when it comes to load shedding, it affects our signal. And then there was this whole thing with the cable breaking and yada, yada, yada. Hey, you know what? We're back. A very, very good evening to Romashni Parachi coming in on YouTube. She says, Vanakkam. Vanakkam, my darling. We got Gurav saying hi. Hi, Gurav. Vanakkam to everybody. Namaste. All right. So for those of you who are watching this show for the first time, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Very important. After you subscribe, please click on the little belly on top that it shows you that you can get your notifications from the Attenborough TV channel, right? So click on the belly and click on all, so every time we go live, this channel will notify you that we are streaming live. We've got Gaurav coming in saying, hello, I'm from India. Hello, Gaurav. A pleasure to have you right here on Attenborough TV. It is the evening in South Africa, so good evening. All right. So today it's all about talking about, well, Hinduism. All right. Now, you know, usually on a Thursday we will talk about Brahma or we'll talk about Lord Vishnu. But today, because we want to go further with our teachings in every, if you notice every single story that we've told, you can't go further without mentioning Lord Brahma. Yeah. All right. So today's show is going to be all about Lord Brahma, but not forgetting we could not wish everybody a happy Kartikeya Deepam when it was happening on the 6th of December due to load shedding everywhere, due to bad network, due to the bad weather, everything. We could not stream live, but hey, we're going to come back and we're going to have a little message from Deshan Style and I do all the way in Durban. We also have Auntie Sheila in Durban wishing everybody a happy Kartikeya Deepam. So we do still have those messages standing by as they have wished everybody a happy Kartikeya Deepam. But stay tuned for a jam-packed show, as today we're talking about Lord Brahma, and you can interact with us in studio today as this is an open and free platform. Remember, this is a spiritual cultural show. No vulgarity allowed, okay? And no fighting allowed. Well, stay tuned and stay exactly where you are. We'll come back straight after this commercial break. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranamayappa. Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined the show, you are streaming live with us on Attenborough TV. This is the Journey Show, the spiritual show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, and if you'd like to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details, which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen, right there. All right. Now, by the way, you can also use the bottom column where it says live chat if you are streaming through YouTube. Yeah. All right. So today we're talking about Lord Brahma. All right. So we cannot go further with our teachings without mentioning or learning about Lord Brahma. If you missed the shows before this, please do start again. Okay, go from episode 1 and then come back to this episode, because then nothing's going to make sense, especially if you're a non-Hindu learning about the Hindu culture. All right, interacting with us today, this evening, Vanakkam to Kim Padachi. Thank you so much for interacting with us in the show today. For those of you who are watching the show for the very first time, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. And when you do subscribe, click on the little bell on top, which will notify you of when we are live. So when you click on the word on the bell, make sure you click on the word all. So every time we go live, it notifies you that we are live. Yeah? All right. Now, talking about Lord Brahma today, remember you are allowed to comment on this platform. This is an open platform, okay? This is not a platform for fighting. You can share your own beliefs and your own facts that you grew up learning and know, okay? What I'm teaching you today is what I grew up with and what I know. All right, so there's no fighting here, no vulgarity allowed. This is a family show, everybody, and it is a spiritual and cultural show as well. All right, excuse me, let's get back into it. Now, today we're talking about Lord Brahma, everybody. Okay, so let's start off with Lord Brahma was known as the creator, okay? The creator of the Trinity gods like Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. And looking at Lord Brahma, he is the creator of the universe, all right? And he is the creator of the universe and of all beings, and is also associated with I do apologize for that. Okay, so he's the creator of the universe and of all beings, and is also associated with creation, knowledge, and the Vedas. Now we do have Shashi Hussain standing by all the way in London, waiting anxiously to teach us about the Vedas. But before we do, let's first complete a little bit of history on Lord Brahma himself. All right, so the Vedas are attributed to Lord Brahma, right? And thus, Lord Brahma is regarded as the father of Dharma. You guys remember what Dharma was, right? We spoke about this in the previous shows. Now, Lord Brahma should not be confused with a Brahmin. Please don't ever confuse the two. Now, Brahma, who is a general... Okay, now, if you look at Brahma and Brahman, I understand where you can get confused, but don't ever confuse the two. So, Lord Brahma should not be confused with Brahman, who is a general term for the supreme being or the Almighty God. Now, although Brahma is one of the Trinity gods, his popularity is no match to that of Lord Vishnu and Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Brahma can be found in most scriptures, okay? If you go check out your scriptures, you'll find more about him there. You won't find out about him in temples or in people's homes, but we'll get to that as to why, okay? Now, it is also hard to find a temple dedicated to Lord Brahma. However, there is one located in Pushkar in Rajasthan. We're going to talk about that too. Now, interact with us in studio today. We're talking about Lord Brahma. We've got Kim Padachi, Ramash Padachi. We've also got Gaurav coming from India. Interact with us as we'd like to hear from the public as well. Now, let's move on to the birth of Lord Brahma, right? Now, there are numerous stories about Lord Brahma's birth in various texts, like the Vaishnavism, you get the Shaivism, and you get the Shaktiism, and there's others as well. Now, in the Brahmananda Puran, right, it was said that there was nothing but an eternal ocean. First, we talk about the birth here, right? So, in the Brahmananda, the Brahmananda Puran, it was said that there was nothing but an eternal ocean, and later a golden egg, Hiranyagarbha, emerged from the ocean and broke open. Now from there, Lord Brahma created himself within the egg and came into existence. Then he went on to create the universe, earth, and other beings. Now in the Mahabharata, Lord Brahma is depicted as the secondary creator, being born from the navel of Lord Vishnu on a lotus. Now, in the text of the Shaivism, Lord Brahma is said to be created by Adanarsha. Actually, please forgive me for any of my bad pronunciation as I'm English speaking this evening, but do bear with me, and you can interact with me and correct me if I'm wrong. You can drop us a WhatsApp on 074-660-5829. And in the text of Shaivism, Lord Brahma is said to be created by an Ardhanarishwar known as Shiva Shakti, or by Rudra, or form of Lord Shiva. Now in Shaktiism, the story of Lord Brahma is known as being born of Adi Parashakti. Now, it's also, okay, so now just remember, it's shown being born of Adi Parashakti, right? This is one. This is in the Shaktism only. Remember this now. In the Shaktism, the story of Lord Brahma is known as being born of Adi Parashakti and is assigned to be the creator, while Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu, after being born, were assigned to be the destroyer and the preserver respectively. Now, Lord Brahma is said to be acting on behalf of Shakti, creating all forms while the universe was created by Shakti herself. So, according to the Puranas, Lord Brahma is the son of God and often referred to as Prajapati. Now, the Shatapatha Brahman says that Lord Brahma was born of the supreme being Brahman, and the female energy is known as Maya. Now, wishing to create the universe, Brahman first created the water in which he placed his seed. The seed transformed into a golden egg from which Lord Brahma actually appeared. And for this reason, Lord Brahma is also known as Hiranyagarbha. Now, according to another legend, Lord Brahma is self-born out of a lotus flower which grew from the navel of Lord Vishnu. Now, in order to help him create the universe, Lord Brahma gave birth to the 11 forefathers of the human race called Prajapatis and the 7 great sages, or the Saptarishi. Now, these children or mind sons of Lord Brahma, who were born out of his mind rather than body, are called Manas Putras. Now, Lord Brahma is commonly represented as having 4 heads, 4 arms, red skin, and a long white beard. Everybody knows this picture, okay? Now, all of his faces point to the cardinal directions, the east, north, west, and south, right? Now, his white beard symbolizes his sagely experience, and his 4 mouths created the 4 Vedas. He is usually seated on a white or red, like a white, red, or pink lotus. Notice this when you look at his pictures. Now, with his Vahan, known as the mount, being a swan, unlike all the other gods, Lord Brahma carries no weapons in his hands, but symbols of knowledge and creation. Now, in one hand, he holds the sacred text of the Vedas, which symbolizes knowledge of all beings. Another holds a japmala. And the third, he holds a ladle-like utensil used to feed sacrificial fire. And in the fourth, he holds a kamandal, which is a utensil used to hold water, symbolizing the means where all creations emerge from. Now, Lord Brahma sits on a lotus and in the lotus pose, right? And moves around on a white swan, possessing the magical ability to separate milk from a mixture of water and milk. Now, Lord Brahma presides over Brahmaloka, a universe that contains all the splendors of the earth and all other worlds. And in Hindu cosmology, the universe exists for a single day called the Brahmakalpa. Now, this day is equivalent to 4 billion Earth years, right? And at the end of which, the whole universe gets dissolved. So the process is called Pralaya, all right, which repeats for 100 years, a period that represents Lord Brahma's lifespan. Now, after Lord Brahma's death, it is necessary that another 100 of his years pass until he is reborn and the whole creation begins anew. Now, the Linga Purana, okay, which delineates the clear calculations of the different cycles, indicates that Lord Brahma's life is divided in 1,000 cycles, or you could call it Mahayugas. All right, those are the 1,000 cycles. Now, there are many names of Lord Brahma in different texts and Vedic scriptures. All right, some of you know him just as Brahma. Brahma meaning supreme, creator, the life breath of all things living. You know. Then there's also Atmabu, or also you could say Syabu. All right, that means self-existent, the one who created himself. Then there's another name called Suraj Yest. That means elder of all deities. Then there's Parameshti, Okay, Parameshti means one who gives the supreme desire, moksha. Okay, one who stays in the heart of the lotus, one worshipped with yagya. Now, there's also another name called Pitama. Okay, Pitama means grandfather. All right, and there's another name called Abjayani, or you could also refer to it as Kamalodbhava. That means one who is lotus born. All right. Then there's another name called Kamalasana. That means one who is seated on a lotus. There's another name called Vishwarash. And that means one who hears everything. Okay, there's another name called Hansavahan. That means one who has swan as their mount. There's also a name called Varinchi, which means creator. There's another name called Vedanath, which means God of Vedas. And there's another name of his that they call Chaturmukha, or also known as Chaturnana, which means one having 4 faces. And last but not least, Gyaneshwar. Gyaneshwar means God of knowledge. Now, before we move on to why Lord Brahma is not worshipped anymore and why you barely know anything about him, let's ask one of our resident presenters to join us this evening, known as Shashi Gusain. Good evening to Shashi Gusain this evening. I'd like to say hello to you all the way in London. She's taking us down a trip on what the Vedas are about. Let's take a look.
Namaste, I'm Shashi Gusain. Today I would like to discuss perhaps the oldest text ever written, and that's the Vedas. The Vedas are our original religious text on which Hinduism is based. Veda actually means knowledge, so it's the original wisdom and knowledge which was actually written down in text form and has been handed down through generations. Hindus believe that after intense meditation, sages heard these initiative revelations of sacred sounds from God. So various sounds were heard over a period of time. It's not just on one day, but a period of time. And they were realized only by the seers, and then they were passed on to the disciples. So the Vedic version states that all creation evolves around sound. It actually originated from sound. So first there was sound, and then sound produced space and ether, and then all the elements that constitute matter. So the sense of space is sound, the air is feeling, the fire is a form, the water is a taste, and earth is a smell. The ancient rishis knew how to manipulate sound to create energy, which modern scientists only found out centuries later, that you can actually shatter glass by certain sound frequencies. This is actually written in our Vedas. So you can imagine the sophistication and the knowledge they had of harnessing the energy. So these were mantras, and they had to be heard in order to get the exact science. So, certain frequencies. So they were actually called Shrutis. Shruti mantras are heard mantras. They have to be heard in order to be pronounced precisely for them to work. So we have 2 thoughts. We have what we call Shruti, which were the heard ones, the heard mantras, and then the other is Smriti, which I'll talk to in a little while. So for thousands of years, all these texts were handed down orally because they had to be pronounced properly and get to the gist of the actual frequency. The Hindu belief that the Brahman, or the universal spirit, is eternal was not created. It's always been there since universe. And this also applies to the Vedas, that Vedas, the teachings in Vedas have always been there, and we've only just understood what it all meant and was encapsulated and then handed down. The Vedas is the eternal divine knowledge that is heard by humans, and it's not some superhuman agency. And the Vedas are integrated into every Hindu's life, whether they've read it or they know about it. So the Vedic mantras are recited in all Hindu prayers, religious functions, marriages, any other auspicious occasion. So they are there in our daily lives, although we may not know the actual sounds and the meanings. So let's look at the contents of the Vedas. So there are 4 Vedas and they're called Shruti, and they are made up of 4 compositions, and each Veda is then further divided into 4. So the first Veda was called the Samhitas, and these are the most ancient parts of the Vedas, consisting of hymns and praise to the god. The second one was Brahmanas, and these are the guides to the priests on rituals, ceremonies and sacrifices. The third one is Arankyas, which are philosophical texts on rituals, ceremonies, sacrifices, symbolic sacrifices. So these are the actual philosophical texts which are, give the meaning to all the rituals that we do. And the last one, perhaps the most known ones, are the Upanishads. And these discuss meditation, philosophy, spiritual knowledge, and used on a daily basis, whether one really knows about the whole Upanishads or not, but certainly the teachings are encapsulated in all the meditation and philosophy, Hindu philosophy that we have. The Samhitas are further divided into 4. The first one is Rig Veda, which is over 4,000 years ago. And this is consisting of 1,028 hymns over 10 books praising the God and the universe. The second one is Yajurveda, and this is a handbook that's used by the priests for performing all the Vedic sacrifices and rituals. The third one is Samveda, and this consists of 1,549 stanzas of chants and tunes that we sing during sacrifices. And the last one is Atharveda, which has got 760 mantras consisting of spells of charms to cure diseases, long life, protection against disaster, and also contains some philosophical hymns. So we had hymns for everything from praising the gods to warding off illnesses, for auspicious occasions, and a collection of nearly 5,000 stanzas which had to be learnt by heart. And it survived, so there's some strength and truth in all these. Vedas have 6 supporting branches called Vedangas, which is actually the limbs of the Vedas. They are, first one is Siksha, which is the actual intonations. Second one is Vyakaran, which is the grammar. The third one is Jyotish, which is astrology. Nirukta, which means meaning of the words. Chandas, which means the meter. And Kalpa, the rules. And these, according to the Puranic traditions, the Rishi Vedvyasa compiled all the 4 Vedas along with the Mahabharata and the Puranas, which we'll discuss later. And then this was brought to his disciples. The first one was Paila, then who started the oral tradition. So the original Vedas are still preserved in the minds of the Brahmins, who have learnt it by heart and translated them in a form of chanting to students for over 7,000 years now. There are still gurukuls in India which young students go to learn these mantras, and they become very popular over a period of time because they are seeing the positive impact it's now making on mankind today. So you'll see this chanting of mantras when you go to any religious place, and you'll see the ambience has got such a peaceful and a softness to it, as though as a universe is coming to one. In contrast, Smriti means what is remembered. It's actually written down as you would write a book of law, and it's written by Manu, so it's called Manu Smriti. It covers topics like creation of the world, the source of the Dharma and the 4 social classes, law of karma, rebirth, and final liberation. So it covers the aspects of our basic Hindu ethos. The Shruti mantras, they're the ones that were heard, have to be pronounced exactly, precisely, in order for them to work. They were created by God and then revealed to the sages. And then, in contrast, the Smriti mantras are actually human works based on Vedic knowledge, for example, philosophy, theology, religion, and they all have to be remembered. So one is heard and one is remembered. And that's the two thoughts that we have in our Veda system. Vedanta is now the orthodox approach to Hinduism that reduces the emphasis on rituals. It's the study of the Upanishads and the subsequent commentary and to correct any slight differences one might have interpreted. So it forms the basis of modern Hinduism, and that we have our Atma and we have our Brahma, which is the absolute, and how we attain moksha. So this has been now documented in the Vedantas, which is a new form of the reformed form of Hinduism, which is being practiced today. So I hope you enjoyed listening to that snippet of a fascinating religion.
We sure did, Auntie Shashi. Thank you so much for interacting with us. Thank you for sharing your point of view, your beliefs with us right here on The Journey, live on Attenborough TV. That was Shashi Gasain, everybody. She's all the way in India, London, sorry. She's all the way in London. Thank you so much for sharing your beliefs. Today you shared with us the Vedas, a little bit of information about the Vedas and giving us a good understanding about it. Thank you all so much. For those of you who just joined us, welcome to Andy Poonen this evening coming in on Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us in the show today. And everybody's just making the show more exciting and helping us to groom and grow this educational platform about Hinduism, exploring Hinduism right here. Thank you guys so much. When we come back, don't forget we're going to talk about why Lord Brahma is not worshipped after the commercial break.
You can do anything. All you need is determination. And a fresh pair of these, nallies. But what's the point of looking like Injay game if all your money is on your feet and your dreams go up in flames? In this world of doing it for Ikram, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam Mayappa. Good evening, everybody. If you just joined the show, you are streaming live with us on Attenborough TV. This is The Journey Show, the spiritual show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera, Heeralal, and if you'd like to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details at the bottom right of your screen, or you could use the bottom column where it says live chat. Now, don't forget you are allowed to express your views, your beliefs, your opinions right here on Attenborough TV. Now we said we're going to talk about why Lord Brahma is not worshipped. Do you know the story? Interact with us in studio today. Don't feel shy, guys. It's not a fighting platform. This is an open platform. It's a fun platform. Come on. All right? Okay, so why Lord Brahma is not worshipped? Let's talk about that a little bit. Now, there are a few legends, right, which resulted to Lord Brahma not being worshipped. Okay? Now, the first legend, right, says that in the beginning, right, this is the first one. Now, the first legend says, in the beginning, Lord Brahma, only had one head. Okay? Lord Brahma only had one head, guys. Now, after Lord Brahma created Shatarupa, a female with 100 beautiful forms, right? That's who we're talking about now. He became like infatuated with her beauty and stared at her everywhere she went. Now, to do so, he even grew heads to face the four directions, right? Okay? Remember we spoke about that earlier. Now, to escape his gaze, Shatarupa tried jumping over his head. But Lord Brahma grew a head on top of the others, enraged at his misconduct. Guess who? Lord Shiva himself. Now, Lord Shiva appeared and actually cut off his fifth head to put an end to Shatarupa's misery, and said that since even after being a supreme god, his conduct was unholy, so no living being would worship Lord Brahma as a consequence of his actions, yeah? And since then, Lord Brahma has been reciting the four Vedas from his four mouths in repentance. Okay, then there's a second legend, right? The second legend starts with the debate of Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu about who is superior among the Tridev. I'm sure you guys heard this. This is the third time I'm telling the story. Okay, now since the argument between the two went on for quite some time, Lord Shiva intervened and let out a never-ending beam of light that pierced all the realms of the universe. And then he asked both Lord Brahma and Lord Vishnu to find out the end of the pillar of light, right? Everybody knows the story. Now, Lord Brahma took the form of a swan and flew upwards to find it, and Lord Vishnu took the form of a boar and began digging downwards. Even after trying hard, they couldn't find it. So, Lord Vishnu returned and admitted his defeat to Lord Shiva. Now, Lord Brahma, on the other hand, couldn't bear to lose and lied, right? That he found the end of the light. Now, Lord Shiva, who knew that Lord Brahma was lying, was driven to anger and cut off Lord Brahma's fifth head, cursing him that no living being in all three worlds would worship him. Right. Now, that's the second legend. Now, let's move on to the third legend. Okay, now in the third legend, Bhrigu Rishi was going to conduct a great fire sacrifice on earth, right? It was the prevailing decision that the supreme of all beings would reside over the ceremony. Now, Bhrigu set off to invite the tridev Lord Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma, right? And successfully invited both Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. However, Lord Brahma was so immersed in Saraswati's musical skills that no matter how many times or how loud Bhrigu called, Lord Brahma couldn't hear him. Okay, so Bhrigu cursed Lord Brahma in a rage that no one on earth would ever invoke or worship him. So there's 3 legend stories that I know of. Interact with us in studio today if you got something else to share with us live on the air. You got the contact details right there. You've got the live chat column right there. We'd like to hear your story or your belief on who and what is Brahma about. Tell us a bit about his legend stories. Maybe you've got another legend to share with us. These are the 3 that we found as a team. Now, moving on to... Okay, before we move on to the temple of Brahma, let's take a look at our lovely resident player, Deshan Styler Naidu, all the way in Durban. He didn't get to wish anybody on the show on the 6th of December for Kartikai Deepam. So here's Deshan Styler Naidu with the Kartikai Deepam special. Take a look.
Pitta Piraisuri Perumane Narunala Yettal Maravade Ninekindren Manadu Unnai Vaitai Pennai Tenbal Vennai Nallur Aruturayul Hatta Unakai Yenayallen Yenalame Sittamillam Yenakku Sivamayame Ireva Sittamillam Yenakku Sivamayame Unnai Sevitta Karangalukku Illai Bayame Sittamillam Yenakku Sivamayame Unnai Sevitha Karangalukku Illai Bayame Sittamillam Yenakku Sivamayame அத்தனில்லாமல் ஒரு அம்மை இல்லை அத்தனில்லாமல் ஒரு அம்மை இல்லை அந்த அம்மை இல்லாமல் இந்த பிள்ளை இல்லை இறைவா சித்தமெல்லாம் எனக்கு சிவமயமே உன்னை சேவித்த கரங்களுக்கு இல்லை பயமே சித்தமெல்லாம் எனக்கு சிவமயமே பக்தி பெருகில் என்ன உருக அந்த பரவசத்தில் உள்ளே உயர் உருக பக்தி பெருகில் என்ன உருக அந்த பரவசத்தில் உள்ளே சித்தமெல்லாம் எனக்கு சிவமயமே உன்னை சேவித்த கரங்களுக்கு இல்லை பயமே சித்தமெல்லாம் எனக்கு சிவமயமே கண்ணை திறந்து வைத்து கருப்பொருளே கோவில் கடவை திறந்தழித்து திருவருள கண்ணை திறந்து வைத்து கருப்பொருளே கோவில் கடவை திறந்தழித்து திருவருள வெண்ணை நல்லூர் உரையும் அருள் கடலே வெண்ணை நல்லூர் உரையும் அருள் கடலே வந்து என்னை இன்றும் அழுகின்ற பருப்பொருளே இறைவா சித்தமெல்லாம் எனக்கு சிவமயமே உன்னை சேவித்த கரங்களுக்கு இல்லை பயமே சித்தமெல்லாம் எனக்கு சிவமயமே ஹர ஹர சங்கர ஜெய ஜெய சங்கர ஓம் நம சிவாய அருணாச்சல சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய ஹர ஹர சங்கர ஜெய ஜெய சங்கர ஓம் நம சிவாய அருணாச்சல சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய நம சிவாய ஓம் நம சிவாய சிவ சிவ ஓம் நம சிவாய ஹர ஹர ஓம் நம சிவாய
Jason Styler Naidu right here on Actonville TV. And guys, I know that was meant for Kartikai Deepam, but we could not send his wishes on the 6th of December as we had bad weather, bad network, and we just couldn't stream it live. Sorry, guys. But hey, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for listening to our messages, and thank you for listening to our apologies. All right, thanks again to Jason Styler Naidu all the way in Durban. Thank you for all of your wishes for the Kartikai Deepam. We hope you had a good one too. And, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about, when you come back, the temple of Lord Brahma. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam Ayyappa. Good evening, everybody. And if you're just joining the show, please excuse me for my bad greetings there. It feels like I haven't been on air in such a long time that I actually felt a little bit nervous and I lost myself a little bit. Then I found myself. But hey, welcome back. You are streaming live with us on Actonville TV. This is the Journey Show, and this show is all about exploring Hinduism as a whole. Now, if you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details at the bottom right of your screen, or you could use the bottom column where it says live chat and interact with us. Now, if you are celebrating a birthday, a very, very happy birthday to you. May you see many, many more. May God bless you. May all of your dreams and wishes come true. All right, I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, guys. And if you haven't done this already, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. And don't forget, there is a little bell on our Actonville TV channel where it says, it's like a little bell. And when you click on it, it says all. Please click on the word all so that every time we go live, it notifies you that we are live. All right, so going back to our topic of conversation today, we are talking about Lord Brahma in the Hindu culture. All right, so we just finished off with the three different legends that we personally know of as to why Lord Brahma is not worshipped anymore. Now, if you have another story or another legend that you'd like to share with us, please don't feel shy to interact with us in studio today as we are streaming live. All right, so let's move on to talking about the temple of Lord Brahma, right? Now, since the curse placed upon Lord Brahma, right, people began forgetting about him, slowly but surely. And that was a consequence. Now, just remember the legends and the stories I've told you, that was a consequence of his wrongdoings. And most temples of Lord Brahma were destroyed and left in ruins, And the only Brahma temple left was at Pushkar Lake, right? That is in Rajasthan. And this temple, too, has faced innumerable ravages of time, but it was partly rebuilt again later. But if you go there now, it's probably like deserted. There's nobody there. You get what I'm saying. All right. Well, we've got a message coming in from Actonville TV. Let's put it out there for everyone to say, Vanakkam, everyone. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It helps us and the channel grow. Well, thank you so much, Actonville TV. All right. Now, everybody, don't forget, we are growing this platform to uplift the community and to give back and do our seva. Like giving back to the people who cannot uplift themselves. Things like that. If you Google us a little bit, you'll actually see that we're a non-profit company and we do this job from our hearts. I'd like to give a special thank you to Andy Poonen as well as Ramashni Padachi for helping me with the content of the show this evening. Thank you so much. But as we're talking about Lord Brahma, let's go on with it. Okay, so we spoke about now what the temple is like. I think we should carry on about the story of Lord Brahma's fifth head tomorrow. Yeah? Is everyone okay with that? All right. So before we go, and before we get towards the end of the show, I'd like to welcome Auntie Sheila, all the way from Durban. All right. Now, Auntie Sheila, she's wishing everyone a happy Karthike Deepam with a little bit of entertainment. Let's see what she has to show us.
Hello, babies. Hey, after so long, I'm coming away live, huh? After so long, darlings. But I just came to say, firstly, hello. How are ya, babes? And also I came to say, I had Sunday what happened to me. Y'all know, I told y'all the story. I came to say happy Karthike Deepam to everybody that's celebrating. May Lord Shiva bless you with an abundance of light and love and happiness. Hey, but what happened to me on Sunday, I was chewing the bone and then I broke, this tooth got chipped. I was so sad, what a thing, but I got my dentist appointment. I hope everything goes well. Now, today is Karthike Deepam and, I just want to say, I want to wish everybody lots of love. And I don't know, firstly, if you can say happy Karthike Deepam, because, the Tamil warriors will come out. Oh, God, like soldiers, they'll come out and say, oh, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you pronounced this wrong. You say, that's why when you'll ask, why Sheila, when Sheila Amamoy, please don't confuse the two. Why Sheila don't sing too much in Tamil? Because the Tamil warriors come out in full force and say, oh, you're pronouncing this right, you're pronouncing that right. Can't shut their ass and mind their own business and worry about how they pronouncing their words. My grandfather was he read could write, read everything in Tamil. And when I should sing, he should always like it. He shouldn't have, give that Munji Pare face. But anyway, it's Karthike Deepam. I must be light. I mustn't worry Now, see, I just want to say, it's such a beautiful story, Kartige Deepam. It's such a beautiful story. When Shiva wanted to show everybody, he formed this light. Look, this is just the short version, this extreme light. And then, he told Vishnu and Brahma, you must find the beginning and the end of this light. And both gods couldn't find the beginning or the end. And that just showed Lord Shiva has no beginning or no end, because he is ultimate, right? And or whichever, I know I'm speaking about religion, and I don't like to do that too much, but for all just people who are celebrating, I just wanted to share that. And I hope you'll have a lovely time. Please, I know you're getting ready for Christmas and everything, but please, babies, y'all must be safe. Y'all must be safe in this festive time. Now, I don't want to be too long. I got my tea with me. Yeah, I don't want to be too long, but I like to sing one Shiva song for y'all. See, I got my little baby Tamri. I got my Talam. What song I can sing? For Lord Shiva. Madhavani Shiva Shankarani Narayana Hari Om Paramatma Yantuni Narayana Hari Om Hari Hari Om Shiva Shankara Om Yasavasa Om Namah Shivaya Narayana Hari Ganga Tarini Om Shiva Perumani Yellorkum ee Devam Shiva Perumani Nanni Tanni Guru Devame Andavani Niyaro Sevaye Namme Appa Ni Guru Devame Andavani Niyaro Sevaye Namah Shivaya Om Ni Devame Katarulvai Niyaro Sevaye Bhaja Shiva Om Kara Jaya Jaya Bhaja Shiva Om Kara Om Guru Brahma Narayana Hara 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 Mahadeva. Oh, darlings, may Lord Shiva bless you all, and may you all have just a beautiful celebration, and may there always be light and love and happiness in your life. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. Manas bhajri Guru Charanam Dostara Bhavasagar Taranam Guru Maharaj Guru Jai Jai Sai Nad Satya Guru Jai Jai Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah. Vanakkam, darlings. Have a blessed Kartige Deepam. Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya Om Namah Shivaya. Vanakkam, darlings.
Welcome, Auntie Sheila, all the way in Durban. Beautifully. So, did you hear Auntie Sheila's voice, guys? Oh my God. It's beautiful. That was actually really amazing. Thank you so much, Auntie Sheila. Thank you so much for the entertainment. Thank you for your wishes and wishing everyone a happy Kartika Deepam with your little entertainment there. Thank you so much. We all can see you were a little ill. You were unshaved. You weren't looking as pretty and as hot as you usually do. But hey, we all get ill. We all get sick. But thank you so much for taking the time while you're ill to actually stream live with us right here on Attenville TV. And for those of you wondering why we are giving our Kartika Deepam wishes today, it's because we could not stream live on the day, so we are giving our wishes a bit late. Better late than never, right? Well, hey, when you come back, we're going to talk about Brahma's Vedic astrology. And don't go anywhere. We'll come back straight after this commercial break.
The ultimate accessory, the latest shiny thing, mesmerized. Trying to keep up, but never getting ahead in an endless cycle of spending. In this world of constant upgrades, do you want a bank that takes your money or a bank that takes your money seriously?
Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swami Saranam Ayyappa. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. If you just joined us, you are streaming live with us on Attenville TV. You're currently watching The Journey. This is the show about exploring Hinduism as a whole. I'm your host, Kimera Heeralal, and if you'd like to interact with us in Shirya today, please do so with the contact details at the bottom right of your screen, or you could use the bottom column where it says live chat and interact with us. Now, this is a show about culture, and this is not a platform for fighting. It's about exploring Hinduism. Now, if you want to share your beliefs and you want to share your facts or your opinion on anything, you're welcome to interact with us live in studio. Now, today's show was all about Lord Brahma. Okay, let me just quickly take you through this before we go on. Okay, so we started off. Okay, we actually started off the show with Lord Brahma, speaking a little bit about who Lord Brahma is. Then we spoke about the birth of Lord Brahma. Okay. And then we moved on to speaking about the different names Lord Brahma has, or the different texts and Vedic scriptures that we have of Lord Brahma, right? And then we also moved on to the question everybody asks, why was Lord Brahma, or why is Lord Brahma not worshipped anymore? Now, okay, we also spoke about the temple of Lord Brahma, a little piece of history and information for you guys to take home with you guys. But tomorrow we're going to move on to the story of Lord Brahma's fifth head. That is a brilliant story and a bit of a long one too. Now, the reason why I don't want to start it is because we have a couple of minutes left and it's coming towards the end of the show. But before we go, okay, we're going to do this tomorrow. Join me again tomorrow, same time, same place, from 7 p.m. all the way up until 8. It's a 1-hour show, and you're welcome to interact with us, as you will help me to educate the public as well, and educate yourself. Hey, you know what? You learn something new every day, right here on Attenville TV, yeah? All right, let's put up our 108 principles of the value system, ladies and gentlemen, from the Tirukural itself. Today's value is number 8 in the Tirukural. And, as you can see, it says, remove character faults such as lust, gluttony, greed, laziness, anger, jealousy, and pride. Now fill your character with virtues of chastity, temperance, charity, diligence, patience, kindness, and humility. Those were all sent to us. A special thank you from, to Palindran Munsami. We call him Chippa. We know him as Chippa. Thank you, Chippa, for sending us the 108 principles of the value system from the Tirukural. Every day we give you one from all 108 principles. And then when we get to the 108th episode, when we get to the 108th one, we'll start all over again, yeah? All right. So today I wanted to share a little bit of information with you guys, as we always do, a bit of Vedic astrology mixed with our culture, our religion as well. And today we decided we were talking about Lord Brahma, right? Now, ancient astrology. What is Brahma Yuga in astrology, and its benefits and its effects and stuff like that? Now, obviously, if someone is not worshipped anymore, or if someone is not anywhere in your temple, you're like, why would I want to know anything about him? What am I going to benefit from him? You got to educate yourself. That is also one of our reasons for doing the show. It's to educate about our culture, our deities, the highest supreme powers. You know, it's nice to learn about everything. It's also about teaching about the universe, how Hinduism actually becomes one. Like we use the universe, we use science, and we use religion, and they all go hand in hand with one another, and we try to make sure that it makes sense before we teach it to you. All right, so today Brahma Yoga, talking about Vedic astrology now, right? Now Brahma Yoga is a very auspicious Raj Yoga, right? It's a Raj Yoga formed in the birth chart that grants the native with immense blessings in his life. Now they say in Vedic astrology that he will learn he will learn, right? Will be well educated, will be able to enjoy all the luxurious foods, okay, and comforts of life, and the energies from Lord Brahma himself invokes within the native, and he will have a personality, right, and a quality of Lord Brahma, which includes discovering new things in life, okay, researching and creating new inventions in life as well. So this is the benefits of actually doing Brahma Yoga. Now, he says also he will be blessed with all wealth. Wealth, fame, status, and will lead the life equivalent to a king. They also say, while he will be a man who serves others and helps humanity prosper. Brahma Yoga is a very powerful Raj Yoga that bestows the native with supreme intelligence and wisdom. Now remember, the miraculous thing about this yoga is that Brahma Yoga can also be formed. Well, they say it can also be formed if the planets associated with it are in their friendly sign. Now, how Brahma Yoga was formed in the birth chart, okay? This is also a good question. How was it formed? Now, the knowledge of how Brahma Yoga is formed in the birth chart is taken from the Namadeshwar Shatri. Okay? I don't know if you guys know this one. It's called Namdeshwar Shastri, if I'm saying correctly. Okay? Now, thank you very much for the wonderful explanation to everybody who did decide to interact with us in studio today. A very big thank you to Raj all the way in Bangladesh. He says, thanks for the explanation and thanks for helping me and allowing me to be a part of his show. He also says that, remember, explaining all the details of the Brahma Yoga in such a simple way and easy manner. There are videos you can check out on the Vedic astrology. Just go Brahma Vedic astrology and click on the video, the YouTube video. You'll actually see what the yoga does. I'm sure you guys also seen the kids' cartoons about Brahma and how it takes 1,000 years just to get one message through to him. Yeah, well, that yoga there, you will learn about it. It will bring you wealth. It'll bring you personality. It'll bring you fame. Everything that you all praise and need. All right, it's come to that time where I'm going to have to love and leave you. Okay, tomorrow we're going to do the story of Lord Brahma's fifth head. A very big and special thank you to Andy Poonen, who helps me in production right here live in studio, and a very special thanks to Ramashni Padachi, who helps me with the scripts and the information info gathering of our shows. So thank you so much, Ramashni. God bless you. For those of you who just joined the show, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it already. From myself, Kimera, Heeralal, have a blessed evening. Vanakkam, Namaste, Namaskaram, Sai Ram, Jai Shri Ram, Swamiye Saranam Ayyappa. Good night, everyone.